Yes, good evening. Nobody knew yet, so let's see. So how's the sound? Can you hear me? I'm going to test the sound out, make sure there's no problems. I had to load this live stream 3 times in order for it to work. Something went wrong, but I hope it works now. Very nice, thank you. I just got in the door. Very stressful day. Fed the dogs, turned the computer on, had to do 1,000 things. Turn the computer on, start typing in all the information for the live stream. And the next thing you know, I'm about to go live and it crashes 3 times. So that's why it's now 6:37 instead of 6:30. So that doesn't make too much of a difference. Let's see who else shows up here in the next couple minutes here. I'm going to put my shoes back on. It's very cold. It's raining. The Viking camp is flooded. I'm trying to do some work on the Viking camp with my machine there, but it's sank in the mud, so I have to wait a couple of days to move some of the ground. Hello. Some of my German fans with you tonight. I'm speaking some German. Yeah, so we got nothing but rain, rain, rain. I don't know about you guys, but I might be buying a boat soon if this continues. I can't do anything. Everything's flooded. We're still giving it a minute here for everybody else to show up here. I wonder if I find something up here. Close the window up here. What is this? There's all these buttons. I don't know what they do. It's been over 10 degrees. Oh wow, a nice day outside. I hope that the sun was out a little bit, so it wasn't just 10 degrees and fog. When I was up there last year, we had rain every morning and fog, and about maybe, if we were lucky, if we saw the sun for more than 2 minutes. But it's very nice. I'm going to make plans to come to Norway again in February, March, when I have a better outlook on how the world is turning in the new year. Right now, I am not planning on going anywhere except my house and home and to the Viking camp. So that's what's going on. 3 people here. I see 2. Someone's hiding in the chat. Someone's silently sitting in the background. Oh yes, welcome everybody. So today's live stream, topic of today's live stream is Torsdag Livestream, if I pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced Torsday, Torsdag. So I'm not sure which one is correct. The boners though. Hello. My good friend Sven Bone Grindcore. We call him Sven the Beer Zerker. Yeah, he's in the chat right now. So welcome. Yes, that's his nickname. Yeah, so hello. Yeah, let me just quick words here for my German friends too. Ich habe das Livestream wegen Donnerstag, der mache ich jetzt wahrscheinlich jeden Donnerstag in wäre das man Tor, weil Donnerstag ist abgewandt von von den germanischen Versionen von Thor, der Donar, und hier ist es Donnerstag. Und auf Englisch heißt Thursday, abgewandt und Torsdag. Und deswegen habe ich gedacht, ich mache jetzt das mal zum Ding and do a live stream every Thursday. It's cool. I think that'll be a good thing. At least because I don't get to do videos as often as I really would like. There's many reasons for that. Not to go too deeply into that. Hello, Curtis Miller. Glad you can make it. I'm happy to see everybody. A couple of surprises already. Yeah, I'm a little bit late today. I did say 6:30, but I did have this. I popped in the house after a really busy day, fed the dogs, fired the computer up, and the stream crashed 3 times. I was typing a really nice description, and it really started to tick me off. But finally, I got it going, so I'm glad to see you guys. I'm hoping that maybe Björn can make it. I don't know. Let's see. He's out and about, maybe playing Dad Taxi. But we'll see. Last time, I think we had 13 people in the chat. Let's see how many we can rack up today. I'm going to be really, really excited to see more than 15 people here today. That would be a surprise. Let's go. It's a 0-0 Radler because I have no more beer. And I may be getting in the car again tonight, so absolutely no alcohol. And so I'm sure I'm just going to ask at home. Yes, he has returned. I have briefly had. I'm glad to see that, and that's good news. He is officially back. Hello, Brian. Welcome. You didn't miss anything yet. We're just having a quick chat here. Good evening, yes, everybody. Today is Thursday live stream. Thursday live stream being that's very Viking day indeed. Thursday live stream in honor of Thor, because Thursday is actually relevantly named after the god Thor, the god of thunder, which is pretty cool. Even in German, the Germanic version of Thor was called Donar, and that's what they call it, Donnerstag, which is that's 2 real cool reasons to do Viking live streams on Thursdays. That's what I thought. I think that's awesome, and I think it's a good way to keep a regular touch base with my audience here, you guys here, so you get to keep regular contact, because I don't get to get out and do videos as often as I really would love to. My daily life is just it's just a grind. You get up, go to work, come home, get up, go to work, and then I have all these things I would love to film. They just take time. If I film them quickly, they don't become quality. They're the quality I would expect to put out, and that way it doesn't bring back the effect that it should. So I'm really trying to grow the channel, and it's super hard. I have mine right here. Look, I'm playing with it in my hand. That's pretty cool. This is actually I don't wear jewelry, really, not too much, but this is a very special piece of, this is a piece of jewelry that's very special to me. I wear it now time to time on special occasions. I used to wear it like every day, but because of what I do, I work in tight spaces and cars and heavy machinery, and I cannot have things hanging off of me in any way, no rings, and I'm just not the kind of guy who wants to wear jewelry. Some days, this is a gift from a very special friend, and I value it as that. It's a very special item, so I really don't want to wear it all over the place and lose it, or if something happens to it. So, hello, Luke and Mom, welcome. Yeah, we were just having a quick chat here, waiting for people to show up. Yeah, I guess my friend is saying with my lame beer here, we can't save the planet, but I'm not trying to save the planet. That's not my job. Yeah. So yeah, this is actual silver. This is a real silver pendant, which makes it even more cool. And it's a replica of the oldest Taurus hammer found so far, which was around 700, the year 700, which is older actually than the Viking Age, presumably. And they're now saying that the Viking Age was actually earlier, but we don't know about it because those really cool boats that make them sail all over the place and discover the world didn't come till quite a bit later, and we didn't know about them until other people started writing in their books about these people from the north, which is how that works kind of right now. All right, you go get a beer from the refrigerator. I will be going there in about 30 minutes. I will know if I can attack the refrigerator or not. I bought a 6-pack today. I didn't have any more beer, actually. That's the reason. I did have to put it in there and let it cool down. Fed the dogs. I already had dinner at work. I ate a large portion of lunch, and I still have my peanut butter and jelly sandwich sitting on the counter from this morning that we finished, so I might eat that later. Yeah, I did order another poster to go along with the one you see back there. It's I have not played the game yet. I'm still looking at the YouTube reviews, and when I come home, I don't have a lot of time to play games. I do like playing my tank game once in a while. Turn the volume on the Dolby Surround all the way up so that the neighbor's porcelain plates fall off the wall on the other side of the right across there. It's fun, but I don't have time for that much. Yeah, I believe so too. I believe the Viking age, the Viking era was much earlier than we write in the history books. Simply because of the fact that, like I just said, the reason we know the Viking age was about 860 AD to about 1100 was because other people were writing stories about them. These men from the north and these big ships were coming down, and they made trade all the way down. They've traveled to China. They've discovered now that there are Chinese people that had DNA tests done that had Viking DNA, and they're like, whoa, that's weird, and that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that there's people that sailed that far that never went home. They just said, "Oh, we're going to stick around here because they found community to live in, or found their place somewhere else and made a living there." And that's pretty much how it went with the rest of the world as well. They went to the Mediterranean Sea, they sailed all the way to North America to the tip to somewhere around Canada, like Finland, and then Canada. Now they found something. I think it was a fake news. I'm not sure, but they did say they found some Viking ship or a small Viking boat in New York or New Jersey. I'm not sure. Don't take my word on that. But then it turned out to be fake news, but I'm not sure. Now, again, in Florida, officially something was found in Florida where they won't release yet, but they said they may have evidence of Vikings in Florida, and it's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure they went to Africa and all other places. And just to tell you, just to have in mind the perspective of the amount of history that is still in the ocean on the floor. When I went to Hedeby to the museum, they said there's still over a dozen ships under the water out in the pier that they haven't recovered yet. A dozen full ships just sunken in there, all over the place there where the fjord was, which is like, whoa, that's pretty neat. So there's a lot of lost history there. The reason they don't dig them up is because it takes 3 to 4 years to excavate properly one ship, and then another possible 2 years to preserve and study all of the artifacts and structures that you recovered and preserved them. And if you were to do that with each ship at one time, you would never get you wouldn't get it right, and it would deteriorate. You'd lose all the valuable information. So that's basically the same thing that they're doing on the land. The museum is built off of what they have discovered so far from archaeological dig sites. Right then, they said there's still complete sections of town that are still going to be dug up. So that place has great potential for some more discoveries from the Viking Age, which I'm really excited. But I did hear about the new longship they discovered in Scandinavia. So that's pretty cool too. Really excited to see what comes out about that. I saw something up here. Brewed my own mead or beer. I have not. That is something I am looking into that, but that's something for a later time. My bee season this last year did not go very well at all. My severely, and my bee population decreased by 50% due to this weather we have. I'm hoping come February my bee population will double once more, and we'll have a nice summer. A nice summer will help me out a little bit. I don't want no scorching heat, but I want sunshine and lots of blossoming crops, and here and there a little bit of rain. That's perfectly fine. We got nothing but rain, and in the middle of spring we had another couple of days of snow and frost, and that killed all the cherry trees and the blossoms, everything with the bees. The first big push that they need to get going into the year didn't happen. That's what we got here. We got history. Lots of lost history, like runestones that could pick huge ships bigger than any. Yeah, well, that's, I'm sure the ocean is full of, even somewhere in the middle of the ocean, there's Viking ships. This, well, contemplating on the fact that not every ship that sailed out to the west or to wherever made it to where it was going, and I'm sure there's ships that have sunken straight down due to whatever reason, war, conflict, or just how it goes sometimes, bad weather or failure of the ship, failure of the crew, and sink to the rock bottom. Hello, Nick Durison. A piece of Odin. Yeah, well, everybody always says, see, that's a thing I'd like to discuss briefly. Everybody always is a big fan of Odin. I'm kind of thoughtful of that because it's only my personal interpretation. Not everybody has, of course, personal experiences and feels differently about it, but the concept of Odin, I don't, to get the best warriors to Valhalla, he'll have a man fall in battle way before his time, just so he can have him. Odin was so greedy for wisdom, he risked his own life, his eye, and I don't understand, because wisdom does not grant you anything in life but more unhappiness and worries. And some wisdom in the form of experience and to make positive decisions, that's good, but all the wisdom of the world will not make you happy. And that's something to think about when you think about Odin. Something, and then people say, well, why do you have a, people cry a lot about my I'm going to put my Thor's hammer, I'm going to bring this back up later when we have a couple more people, and I'll put it right here. People cry a lot about my wooden, I have some of my wooden figures that I've carved. I have one of Loki, I have Odin, one of Thor. And I have Loki just because it randomly occurred to me to carve that figure because he's very popular in the sagas, and because it's very easy to carve with the sinister. I wanted to challenge my interpretation of him, and I wanted to challenge my interpretation and to see if I could get that sinister, that evil smile on what I kind of imagined out onto a piece of wood. And what really inspired me to make those was I was at a medieval market, and there was a guy specialized in carving those kind of figures off of historical depictions, and they were so cool. I had to buy a, hold on, I'll get it for you, it's right over here. Dusty. It's pretty dusty. This is actually my figure I bought off that guy, and this was a small figurine they found at a archaeological dig. It's based off, the figure itself was only about this tall, and it was made of stone, I believe. But this figure here, I really, I saw this, excuse me, and I was like, wow, I need to have one of those. So I bought like 5 of them. So I gave them to certain people, and I have one here. And I think I can make this. I need to just have this and look at it and figure out how am I going to carve that. And I think I can make this. But that's one reason I bought this, to have one to look at. So this is what inspired me. Oh, sorry, but this is what inspired me to carve those 3 figures, and I thought it was pretty cool. So we'll put Thor down right. And now the archaeologists said So we believe that is Thor, because Thor is blowing in the wind through his beard. And so that's an interpretation. They're not 100% sure that this figure really is Thor, but through the resemblance here of the hammer, it was contemplated that this must be Thor. So that's currently the interpretation that the archaeologists are going by. So I thought it was pretty cool, and so I said I need to have one of those. If that's said to be Thor, I'm a real big fan, so yeah, I could have that. Hello, Kenny Parrots. Good evening. Yes, welcome to our Torsdag Livestream. I have to look that up in the Scandinavian dictionary how to pronounce that correctly. What do we got here? We've had all people. Yeah. Yes, it is Yule. It's the darkest time of the year, and soon is Yule. Yule Fest. Usually we have a nice big fire and we put some special stuff on the grill, but this year it's going to be a really small party. We'll have to see what the rules are this year, so we don't get thrown in jail for cooking some food out in the forest and posting it on YouTube. You have to follow all the stupid, Let's leave that aside. But anyway, yes, it is. It's the darkest time of the year. And now, something about this time of the year, I think, is when the ancestors are closest to us, if I'm correct. I'm not sure. I read something the other day. It was pretty cool. It was kind of I got goosebumps when I read that, because it's something I think about. There's a couple people that I would really... I enjoy the thought of if that would be a possibility, that during this time of the year, the ancestors that I really am thinking of right now would be here. These great people that I knew in my life that are no longer here. So, and there's some that are way older that I've probably never even heard of, that are in that group of people as well, flying around right now watching me do the feature. They're like, what's he doing? So, yes, our Thursday live stream is 6 people in there, and 12 thumbs up. It's pretty cool. That'd be 2 thumbs up a person. How's that work? I don't know. I was never good at math. Oh, 7 people now. Wow. Skull. Gotta keep my throat lubricated. I'm not good at talking here for long periods of time on set. So. Yes, this finger here is really cool. I forgot I had that. I just took a look over there and I was like, wait a minute, I have something cool to show you guys. We'll bring that back up later. We'll have people here show up. So, hello, Kevin. Welcome to the live stream. Viking Thursday evening live stream. It's a Torsdag live stream. We're just talking about our dedicated Thursdays now for Viking live streams in honor of Thor. Right here. Came by to say hello. So, we have here. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, looks like everybody's here. I've been able to say hello to so far. I might make a hole in the ice with my take an ice bath soon. It's gonna cold. Yeah, just be very, very careful when you do that. Make sure you're not by yourself, because I don't know if you know Apatura. Yeah, the guy, the Norwegian dude that did all the crazy stunts on the ice. Yeah, he just tragically had an accident, and that cost him his life. So he was a fun guy to watch sometimes. He's kind of silly. He just had his birthday like, two weeks ago. Yeah. But it can be very, very good for you, a cold ice bath. It really keeps your immune system. I can't say that I would do that, because I don't know. That's not something I can do. Yeah, this figure here is, they had a, like I was just explaining, they had found a figure, I think it was made of stone, about this size right here. I got to see a photograph of it when I was at the museum. They're really not sure if it's Thor. They believe it's Thor because he's blowing in the wind through his beard, and there's a story in the sagas like that, and this supposedly resembles his hammer, Mjolnir. I can't pronounce that, it's tongue twister. So right now, the interpretation of that figure is that must be Thor. So we'll leave it at that, because I like to believe that that's Thor. So I spent a lot of money on this wooden figure of some dude holding his beard. It better be Thor. So. Yeah, Björn's going to jump in the fjord at 500,000 subscribers. Probably, if he's lucky, it'll be early spring. It won't be freezing too much, but we'll see. Yeah, it seems like it would be Thor. But really, we don't know. We can just hope, we can just interpret what we think we might assume. So I like to assume this is, well, I like to believe this is Thor. I don't like to assume things. That's not a good thing to do. Yes, the sauna and the ice bath, they are an excellent combination. But I'm not a fan of either. For me, that's, I just like my bathtub. It's really where I like to relax and kind of get out. I feel like Terminator. I feel like brand new. Yeah, then I have to jump in the ice. No. That would be a very, very uncomfortable awakening. Not for me. 15 likes. That's awesome. Hello, Bob. Welcome. Good to see you. We're just hanging around trying to see who's going to show up tonight. I did post it yesterday, so a lot of people have a chance to check out the post so that they can tune in. I was a bit later than I was hoping. I got home and I had some problems with the live stream. I tried to juggle my household chores here and turn the computer on, and somehow the stream crashed 3 times. And I had this real nice description all typed out with some literary sources about information and stuff, and it didn't. And very stressful. But we're here, and we're happy to see you. So welcome, and skull to all of you. Even though I'm drinking a Moon, we call this a Moon 00, but doesn't matter to me. Gotta keep my excellent singing voice lubricated. Whoa! Skull. Skull. Yes. I think I will make the hole where it's shallow so I can scan. That's a very good idea. Yeah, be very careful. Definitely. And like I said, make sure that you're not by yourself in case you have an accident. Something happens. Someone can help you. Yes, a bunch of people showing up now. I'm glad to see all the familiar faces here. Really, really cool you guys show up. I was expecting a lot less people, honestly, at this time of the evening. What time is it in the States now? It's something around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's probably about the same time as it is here now in Norway. I take it about 6 o'clock, 7 minus 6 hours. It's about 1 or 2 in the afternoon there, isn't it? Bob, what time is it where you're at? I'm kind of curious to see what kind of time zone you're in right there. Yeah, we're just wondering, trying to figure out what the best time is to do these live streams. Because Thursdays I work 6 p.m. in the evening. Oh, Bob's in England. Sorry, yes, I forgot. 6 o'clock. So you're an hour behind me, exactly. Okay, very good. So that's not too bad for you guys. And it's 1:05 in, I think it's in the States. Okay, good. So I guess I've got a good time, so I can reach out to everybody, kind of trying to figure the best time. Virginia, West Virginia, 1:05 in the afternoon. Yes, cool. So I'm hoping that's adequate time. 10:05 a.m. Wow, is that in Australia? Where is that? Where is it again? Luke and Mom here. I can't remember what time zone that was in. That's so I'm gonna try to keep then. I guess we're gonna try to keep around 6:30, 7 o'clock. We're gonna aim for that next week, and hopefully that time, because it is kind of tight. When I get off work at 5, I have to drive home, and I have to do 2 or 3 stops usually before I get here. I have to get to the grocery store. I have to stop at the pet market and do some things. Stop at the camp, grab firewood, and do a little organizing things up there and check to see if everything is in proper order. The weather, and if anybody hasn't gone up there and done anything. Well, if somebody likes to do some mischief, push over my firewood, something like that. Usually some young kids, but nothing of the tragic order lately. So 6:30 sounds good. Okay, so the camp, yes, we were just talking about that a little bit earlier. It's raining so bad. Yeah, I'm planning all these great projects right now. Right now I'm just planning out the actual projects themselves. To begin them, they're going to most likely start sometime in March. I have some big events in my personal life in February that are going on. I have to see what's going on in the world as well to be able to plan further with the camp. I don't want to make too many big plans, invest money, and then I have to adapt my life somehow where I would need to invest money into something else. So right now, but I have my Bobcat up and running. For the longest time I've been patching, repairing it, and now I'm able to at least move it around. I had a flat tire, which was keeping me back an entire 2 weeks now out of my plan. If I would have had my flat tire fixed 2 weeks ago, I would already be one great step further. I would have had one area of the camp where the roundhouse is, where the old firewood storage was. It's no longer there. I will even all of that out, and that will equal some more complete new corner of the Viking camp, which is leveled out and has then available space for me to expand out and do something cool. And on the other side, I have sort of like kind of a surprise idea. I will be filling up some of the soil in the corner to do most of the gardening down below the area where the forge is. So you probably won't see most of my modern day plastic barrels. And I bought an entire, when I buy stuff, I usually buy it on pallets, like a pallet of flour soil. I buy a pallet of coals for my forge. I buy in bulk, so mostly that makes it quite cheaper, and I like to have supplies of it, so I don't have to run to the store every time I need a bag of something. I just have it. So I'll have to have all that stored down and make like a gardening corner where I do all my gardening, because I do use the Viking camp to produce crops for myself, food, and I'd like to have it efficient with modern equipment, because I do need it. It's impossible to have all this historic equipment out there and be efficient. So I'll have all the historic inspired things up top where the workshop is and the huts and all that, so that when I film, people aren't going to have plastic barrels and things like such to the extent where it's an eyesore. There may be the occasional object or so, but I can't do without most of it. Hello, Matthias Treeman, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. It's very good to see you. I am sure that everybody here as well is very happy to have you back. We're very happy to see you. Yes. So we were just talking about Thursday being Torsdag, and how that also in German is Donnerstag, and Donnerstag being named after the Germanic version of Thor, which is Donar. So Donnerstag, that's where that relates from, and that's going to be a new Thursday thing here on the channel as well, so that we can keep regular touch here. I'm having really difficult time having a regular upload schedule, and that's really hurting my YouTube channel. I can see it. I can see it on the analytics, on the statistics, and I'm really trying to get the YouTube algorithm to throw my videos out there, so that we can, so that I can actually start to grow the channel. It's just right now I'm spinning my wheels in reverse, and it's really, really tough. And I have had days where I was almost going to give up, but I can't. It's going in a direction now where I really wanted to have it, and it's just going to have to keep going forward. And it's the thing that's holding me back is the watch time. It seems like I put out a really awesome video, it gets a whole bunch of watch time, and then 10 subscribers leave. And then all the watch time they have produced for the channel also is deleted. So it makes it's really kind of depressing, but I'm not going to let that pull me back. Yes, it is actually kind of weird for me, but I'm starting to get kind of used to it, being that I see all these familiar names now. It's not like I'm talking to myself anymore, it's actually like I'm talking to you guys. And that's pretty cool. Well, I don't know what YouTube. I think they somehow figure that out. If you have 30 Google accounts, I think they filter the ones out that you're not active on. And I think after 6 months, if you've not logged in and watched videos or done something, deletes all of the data that you've contributed to a channel. If you've watched something, they filter all that out after like all the scam bots. There's an actual really interesting documentary on YouTube about artificial intelligence and social media. And YouTube is the only program that is so intensively behind that to prevent artificial intelligence from creating exponential amounts of artificial accounts that are subscribing and even commenting on your videos, which is so absurd. It's crazy. And it's actually happened, and it's happening. And that's why YouTube is doing this. That's why they're deleting all these inactive accounts, and it's really weird. So it's an interesting documentary, and it's very surprising that they say that to some extent, 60 to 75% of all the people that you would see when you open a social media, that random people, are all synthetically created by artificial intelligence, which is really creepy. Thursday sounds good. Oh, that sounds good to me too. And I was thinking, Bob, I think you missed the thing where we were asking about the time. Or no, we were talking. That's great. We did have comments on that. So we're going to aim for right now for 18:30, so 6:30 in the afternoon, the evening. That's right there where I can make it. Any later would kind of be get kind of late. So we'll see. We'll try this out for a couple weeks, and if this is something cool, then I actually this morning I drove an hour from here before I went to work. I got up real early. Well, I gotta yell at the car. Hey! Oh, scratching his ear. He's not supposed to do that. That's it. And communicating with the oaks in my. Oh, that's awesome. Oak trees are special. I have a. Communicating with the oaks in my. Oh, that's awesome. Oak trees are special. I had to cut one down last year, but split in the middle. The guy that came out to cut all the dead trees, he told me, look at that tree. It's split right down the middle. I did not see it. He said, I can leave it, but those trees, they just with the wind once, and that's it. So he cut it down. But I'm going to use that most likely for something cool. I have 2 oak trees that are probably 100+ years old, and I just love them. There's one really cool one. It's not as tall as the other one, and you can't hug the tree. It's absolutely amazing. And it's something else to just sit underneath of one and just do nothing and just listen. start to notice things that weren't there before. Like, wow, look at that! Look at this flower! Look at, it's really, really special. What you have to watch out for here in Germany, though, if you sit under an oak tree, you have these little. Hello, Mayhem Prospecting. Good evening. How are you? We were just talking about oak trees and how special they were. Just briefly, I'm going to finish my topic, and then I'll re-explain what we're doing today. So yeah, in Germany here we have these caterpillars called the Eisprozessionsspinner, and what they do is they weave like a little cocoon, and then they hang out in there, and they have, like tarantulas, they have these little hairs that they send off to defend themselves, and they will actually really screw you up. They'll give you a really bad rash. You get them in your lungs. You can get really, really sick, and some people have actually already died from that. You can get it on your face anywhere. You'll lose your hair. And they have areas here in Germany where they tape off the forest with tape, and you have safety signs up. Don't go here. This is danger zone. It's really, really kind of a thing here in Germany to watch out for. And you see them, they're like these little brown clobs that look like a fuzzy ball stuck to a fuzzy patch of something. That's what they look for. Battle of the Caterpillar, yes. Oak trees are so awesome. The oldest oak tree I've seen is 700. Wow, that's amazing. I can't say that I have seen an oak tree that old. That is absolutely crazy. When I went to Hedeby, though, they had one tree. They had a poster up in front of it because of that tree. The tree had the roots, and you could go under in the roots. And they said that tree was something like 1,000 years old, which was weird. And it was some kind of linden tree. I'm not quite sure. I think even if you can look that up on the Google, the oldest tree at Hedeby, right? It's really, yes, I give my best to continue to be myself with my berserkerness, I guess you could say. I do have quite a temper sometimes, but that's when we were raiding, and no, actually one of my biggest life goals right now. It was one of my craziest ideas to actually play in a major Viking a movie actually, in a great battle scene as one of the main characters. So to make that happen, I may have to actually film my own movie, but with me, I filmed it, and I'm the main star. I do that on YouTube all the time, so maybe I'll just have a bunch of guys come over and we'll have a big battle. That'd be cool. Just reading the chats. Yeah, well, the people, I had a lot of people complain about, I do Viking stuff, and well, you see, I do a lot of outdoor things, and I try to keep it interesting, and a lot of the Viking themed things I do like all the time. And if I make a video every weekend because I'm in the basement, or I'm at the Viking forging flint strikers, I can't make 50 videos forging flint strikers. It gets very boring, and it's not. People won't watch that. So I have to forge something new, or I have to do something in general on the forge. I just have to be in the forge doing something and doing some other things, but I can't just be always doing this. I'm always in the basement working when it's weather outside like this. I'm really just cleaning up, throwing stuff out. And some of the in-between projects, like restoring old tools, junk place there, and look for old tools that are still reusable, especially for old professions like old woodworking tools, old forge tools, old forges. I've actually found complete workshops in the trash, and I take the best of what I can salvage and take it home and restore it. Some I sell, some I give to my buddy. I got a buddy, Chris. He's starting out now. He's starting the shop. He's actually done moved pretty quick. He's moved from not knowing anything at all to having a really nice shop set up. Give him a little bit of help on that. He's just built a power hammer, total electricity, manual driven. When you step on with your foot, where the hammer comes down, he just built one of those. And I've been wanting to build one now for about 10 years, and he just went and built one. He's like over the weekend. It's pretty cool. Just got him a piece of train track. He'll be starting a YouTube channel here soon, but we're still working on getting him set up, and he's got 2 webcams with computers. So I'm giving him a real quick basic idea of what I understand and giving them something to start with. Yeah, Pioneer Polly, I actually love his channel. I watch him all the time. Pioneer Polly, let's see who. No super chat. Well, unfortunately, like we were just talking about, is that my channel is not monetized yet because I need 4,000 watch hours, and somehow every time I post a new video, 10 subscribers disappear, and so does the watch hours that they put on my channel in the last 6 months. And some of my older videos that got me watch hours are now expiring into that 1 year window. So where those watch hours from some of my older videos are disappearing off of the 4,000 watch hour balance that I'm trying to reach for YouTube to even recognize me. So there's a little endeavor there, but we'll keep mining those watch hours as I produce new videos. Yes, I grew up in Germany actually, here around center, massive, the middle of Germany, here and there. And I grew up here as a German American, so I stuck around. I grew up on the bases. I lived off base with my German friends, and you know, one of my friends, my mom's German, my dad's American, and just was. This is just my home, and I never interpreted going anywhere else. It's kind of when I go out and I do everything I know. Never interpreted going anywhere else. It's kind of when I go out and I do everything I know is here. Kind of my home. I do like Scandinavia. I kind of fell in love with it. I would really like to go back again, but right now I have to focus on where I'm at right now and how do I get the best out of the situation with what I'm doing here so that I can move forward efficiently and make productive plans and not be dreaming or hoping. I have to react day to day to what's going on in the world. So we'll see. Well, that sounds great. Radiation equipment. That is a big thing. Invest in some proper. Even if you have zero, it's not more efficiently than you would if you have cheap tools and stuff. And buy things that fit your situation. Now, see, I'm trying to find my optimal thing is I want a 500 kilogram anvil. I don't need that. I want it. But if you have it, that will optimize your working. You can more efficiently spread thick pieces of metal. The physics there at work are just a bit more efficient than the anvil that I have now, and it's just something that having the experience over the time of the things I know, it's something I would just like to have in my shop. The one I have now, there's nothing wrong with it except that it doesn't have a round horn on one end. It's got a square horn and kind of a half square horn, which does me no good when I'm trying to forge something round around a hook. So I have all these special attachments, special tools that go on the anvil to do certain jobs, which is really taking up all the space in my toolbox when I could just have a horn on the anvil. It would make life easy. So I'm looking really hard now. Actually, if I looked hard enough, I'd find one tomorrow. But I'd probably be paid like 7,000 euros for an anvil like that if I found one. So that's not the kind of show. It's something unnecessary that I don't need at the moment. And so just get some good equipment and start with something simple, get good at it, and then move up from there. Break drums, and I've learned the most. It was an experience that I had to do for myself, but the best experience was to buy a used old forge that's in operable condition that you can restore, and you have a great piece of equipment. That is just a thing. I bought a brand new forge. That was a lesson too. It lasted about 2 weeks, and all the screws started falling off, and I was going to send it back, but the shipping was just outrageous. So I sold it dirt cheap to some person on eBay. And I said no. So I went out and bought a used old forge and took it all apart, restored it, and that's the one that the cold forge I'm using now. Lost the sound. Okay, is that for everybody? Lots of buffering at the moment. Okay, let me just 1 second. Let me see if the sound. You're not having any problems. Maybe it's just the weather. I'm gonna open the door a little bit because my internet router is outside, and maybe that helps. Okay, it may be the weather in some areas here. Okay, it's back. Good, excellent. That's really cool. That's up towards Bremen, or is that by Saarbrücken, Bremen, like where the border to France? Because that's a place I visit a lot when I drive by. I check out the rivers and stuff there, and there's a lot of really cool history there too. I know a lot of people live up that direction. Yeah, my internet isn't the best either, but it's good to go. If you're chasing the animal around, there's definitely something wrong. If it's bouncing around all over on the table, that'd be something to look at. My basic piece of advice for that would be, I don't know, if you have a permanent place you can leave it, a good anvil weight that's not too large for two people to be able to pick it up and move it away if it's something that you need to move around a lot, would be 70 kilograms. An anvil of that size is adequate for most all jobs for the average person side to side. Quickly pick it up, put it in the trailer, the car, whatever. Anything smaller than that, I would say for temporary use or from time to time. I have, for my markets that I go to, I have a 50 kilogram anvil, and that's just enough to take places. I move that a lot, and I take it places. Then I have a stump with all of my historic anvils that you can change out. It has where you set them in the wood. They're stump anvils. That's exactly the word I was looking for. I have a stump that I put stump anvils on for demonstration purposes, for historical, educational purposes when I'm out at markets. Yeah, Bremen, that's up there, way at the top. Yeah, I'm about 8 hours away from you. That's far. That's quite a bit. Yeah, and you could put a heavy piece of, you snooze, you lose. But I'm not too depressed about that. When I finish it, I'll just give them a quick message there to see if they're still necessary, if he still has a need for it. If not, if you're moving it up, you're going to get a bigger anvil. It may have to sit where you finally place it until you somehow use machinery to move it. So that's something you want to think about. Well, I don't know. I have had the internet here is at full. I have full internet, and yes, I have full bars here on my internet. Hopefully, I have full internet, and yes, I have full bars here on my internet. Hopefully, the internet is unstable. It says here connection. So yeah, let's just give it a second. Open the door. There we go. Got to see. All right, now we're back. Now I guess the internet router is like right around the corner there, and if I have the door shut and the weather's not so nice outside sometimes, then that's how that works. Okay, cool. That must have been. Yeah, it says up here my internet connection was kind of iffy. We have a quick drink here, so scroll. The weather here is really, really bad. So excuse me. So, okay, your internet is working great. So that must be mine. It says up here it's a little bit unstable connection. So we'll have to just see if it gets really, really bad. We'll have to end the stream. But for now, we'll just hang in there. If we have some hiccups here and there, should be no problem. Okay, excellent, cool. And it says now here also the little warning went away. My internet is back up and running. That's good. Yes. Let's see. Oh, there it goes again. Okay, I'm gonna blame it on the bad weather. Well, I don't do any custom work, unfortunately, for now. depending, and then projects get put aside, and then somebody else wants me to start something, and I'm still trying to finish an array of things on my own time for the camp, so it's really tough. So right now I am not taking any custom work in at the moment. Maybe in the future. But then if that's the case, a bumpy ride at the moment, and we're trying to find will fit the channel and fit both of our skills, and find the right niche to get the support we need to roll it all on the road, to get it all rolling. So that's going to be really interesting. Yes, happy Torsdag, Bob. Thank you for your message there. Are you leaving us here? Because you're saying, sounds like you're saying you're going to be leaving here. That's what the message there you seem to know. I might be wrong. Yes, and skull to you. Drinking coffee with rum. Yes, well, I said earlier I have to kind of still wait and see if I can, after the stream here, I may have to go hop down to the store again. It's only 8 o'clock here in the evening, so I have to go shopping. Or I just might do that tomorrow. There's actually a card. I want to go look at some. I'm going to be looking at a car tomorrow. To own, not particularly that same vehicle, but mine, before it got all destroyed. So I'm really excited. And to do that, the amount of money you need to put into something like that is just outrageous. It's almost cost more to put together a Viking camp than it does in a real historic looking one, than it does to buy a house, because of all the special tools, and you need workers that are skilled in the labor with the historic tools, and then you need the materials, and it takes time to build, and it will take a very long time to construct. That's one of the things to consider as well. There are some really nice villages. If you look at 2 or 3 of my videos, I'm not sure if there's at least 2. There's one where I go to the Celtic village, and there's one where I go to the Viking village. And actually, I think there's another one. And there's one where I go to a museum in, it's sort of like a Viking museum. It's got buildings of the Viking age from the year of 1000 AD, which would have been very similar to what you have seen in Scandinavia. Of different types. And it's all experimental archaeology. So they have what they think something may have looked like from somewhere in Europe, and so they build it, and then they test it. So we think this may have been a workshop. So they build it, and they put a workshop in it, and they find out it's very unsuitable for that kind of situation. So they kind of contemplate, what else could this be? And they try it out, and they come to some conclusion. And I guess for no reason. Press the like button. Yes, I think everybody here today has already pressed it at least once. Because there's 5 people in the chat, and there are 21 likes. But that's really cool. Thank you for mentioning that. That's very supportive. Good. I do really, appreciate that. Sometimes I'm looking for the word, and it's like right here, and I can't see it. It's a thing with me sometimes. Yeah, so we've been on for an hour now. We're talking about everything but the topic of discussion. So really, in honor of today's day, today is Torsdag, today is Thursday, and we're having a Viking live stream in honor of Thor. So this is about empty, and my fireplace is about to go out, and that's very, very bad. So not a lot to talk about today. This is just a quick test to see if this was going to work out here for everybody. That's a good time. So we're going to tune in next Thursday at 18:30 again. Skull. Like apertura every time you drink. Oh. Yes. Yes. Thank you guys for everybody for showing up and all the support and hitting the like button. That really helps out the channel. And if you've got some spare time on your hands, go check out some of my videos and rack up some of those watch hours for me. Put it on loop and let it play while you're washing your laundry or something, so it watches all my videos. You really need to get the watch hours up there, so we can tell YouTube that you guys want to see more of my videos, and we need to share it with more other people so that this channel can really get a kickstart. It was really nice to see everybody. So let's, with that being said, everybody's yes, it's like real quick. It's really good to have you back, Matthias, too, man. It's really good to see you. Welcome back, and we're glad to see you back. And yes, hail Thor, and right here. So with that being said, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up today. Make this a quick live stream. I don't want to be here too long. I have to take care of some things in the house. And possibly I can convince the child to go shopping again. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the compliments. And like I said, if you guys could check out some of my videos, rack up some watch hours for me, that'd be awesome. I really appreciate that. So stay safe, everybody, and see you soon.